Hi, okay everybody, we are gonna cook some mushrooms today, which I'm sure comes as no surprise to you. There are a million uses for leftover pickle brine, okay? Today we're gonna just saute some mushrooms with some butter and some oil. We're gonna use a combo because richness, flavor, depth, unctuousness. We got some beautiful shallots that are gonna go in the pan, but mostly the star here, normally the star would be the mushrooms, okay? But the star here really is this leftover pickle brine. We're using brine to saute some mushrooms. It's gonna give a really lovely flavor, a really interesting flavor, a really lovely texture. I know you're thinking, really, sauteed mushrooms? But I'm telling you, you should try this. It's also a great way to utilize leftover liquid from your pickle jar or your caper jar or banana peppers or pickled jalapeños, what have you. We're gonna use some olive oil and some butter. This is some vegan butter, but if you wanna use regular butter, please do. I love a little ghee, delish, little clarified butter, scrumptious, right into the pan. We're gonna have this about medium-high heat, a little bit of salt into that situation. We're gonna have shallots right in. Shallots are my favorite. So let these do their thing. Cute saute, yummy. Also gonna add some green onions that have been chopped on the bias. You don't have to chop your green onions like this. I just think it looks nice. Right now, in terms of what kind of mushrooms we're working with, honestly, the better question is what kind of mushrooms are we not working with, right? Like this is a medley. We've got some shiitakes in here. We've got some oyster mushrooms, some enoki mushrooms. We got all kind of shit in here, honestly. Like it's just a mushroom medley, okay? Probably not gonna add all of these. I think this is nice to do in batches. You do not want to crowd the pan because what happens when you crowd the pan? Damn it, you're gonna steam your mushrooms. We're not trying to steam our mushrooms. We're trying to saute our mushrooms, okay? The best thing is medium heat. Let these sit and just do their thing. Don't fuss with them. Don't fiddle with them. Let them just in a nice, even situation and let them just cook for about 2 to 3 minutes. We're gonna go in with a little salt and then we're gonna go in with our pickle liquid. You're almost using these to deglaze the pan, right? So a lot of times when you're seeing mushrooms cooked, you might see someone use lemon to deglaze the pan. You might see someone use water or coconut aminos, soy sauce. White wine is another really popular thing to deglaze the pan with. We're gonna use this leftover pickle juice to deglaze the pan. If you wanted to, you could also use leftover caper juice, caper brine, or banana pepper brine. Like I said, anything pickled you can imagine. Please don't throw that brine away. It is so flavorful. Actually, one of my very favorite salad dressings is leftover pickle juice, a little bit of Dijon mustard, olive oil, shallot, clove of garlic, scrumptious. If you wanted to elevate this, you could add garlic to it, but I think it's really great on its own. We also have some parsley here. This is all gonna come together very fast, muy fast, very fast. You wanna stir these up. I think at this point we can add some salt in, but you don't wanna fiddle too much. Because if you fiddle too much, you're gonna mess up the caramelization station. Okay, we don't wanna do that. Okay, so nice thin layer, some salt. We'll add a little pepper here. I mean, it already looks gorgeous, but we want this to cook down. See, mushrooms carry a lot of water in them, okay? So as these cook, the water is gonna release. You want that water to cook down before you add more liquid. And we're gonna keep this measurement super loose. I'd say whatever is less than 1/3 cup, okay? I'm gonna eyeball it. You don't wanna add too much. You don't want your mushrooms swimming in pickle liquid. Okay, you can already see the crispy bits happening here. This is what we want. This is very good. So let's let them cook for a little bit, like 90 seconds. And then we're gonna add that pickle juice. Woo! And it's gonna be good. So good, so good. So now we've got some gorgeous caramelization happening. Oh, we love it. That caramelization station, that's the station you wanna be at, okay? Full stop, full stop. Now, pickle juice, baby, right in. Woo! You hear that? Ma'am, go ahead. That is what we hitting. Now don't add too much salt because what is pickle brine? Ma'am, it's salty. Okay, so this is another thing. You don't need to add as much salt here, which we love. And let that just reduce. Let it reduce down, okay? Really let it reduce. Oh my God, the smell, delicious. I'm gonna chop up some parsley that we're gonna finish with. Butter, the oil, like it's really just so decadent. I love it, I love it, I love it. I love this method for a medley of mushrooms. But if you only have one type of mushroom, that's fine too. This will work just fine. Really pretty with oyster mushrooms. They lay really nice and flat. And so those ridges get really gorgeous color on them. So it looks really, really beautiful. So it's almost like double time caramelization station because we let them get caramelized and then we add the pickle liquid and then they get caramelized again. This is a wonderful technique, not just with the pickle liquid, but with champagne, with wine, lemon juice, water, soy sauce. Deglazing is very important. It's really gonna make a difference when it comes to the texture of what you're cooking. I also feel like something really magical happens with the shallots here. Their flavor really shines. This is actually the recipe that will let your mouth know that shallots and onions taste different. They really do. Try this recipe with onions and then try it with shallots and you're really gonna taste the difference. Both taste great, right? Both yummy, okay? I just prefer the shallot, of the flavor of shallot. I think it's really, really nice. Let it be okay to just let these do their thing for a bit. Don't be fussy, touchy. Don't be, just let it, one layer, just let them get, where you hear a little crackling, once you hear it starts to crackle. You hear them crackling? Hear that? That's how you know you're getting a little crusty on the bottom, and that's what we want. Oh man, look at that you see what you see that? Look at that. Oh, yes, that's it. Now, if you want to go with an extra little deglaze, you see these little brown bits right here? Watch this. Oh, not a lot, just a little. Right there, get those brown bits up, right back. Yes. Yes, ma'am. Yes. Woo, yum-y. Gorgeous. These are perfect. You can smell the flavor. So good. So good. How beautiful. Ma'am, how gorgeous. Like a stunning side dish. You know, this would be great if you wanted to put egg on top. We're just gonna put just a bit of parsley, not too much, okay? Yum. Now, an extra kicker would be so great if you wanted to actually chop up some pickled cucumbers or some pickled jalapenos. That would be stunning. I'm actually gonna put a little hemp seed on top just for a little crunch, but it's kind of like the perfect side dish. It's an interesting flavor. People are gonna taste it and be like, whoa, what is that? Like, what is that flavor? They're not gonna understand. It doesn't taste kind of zesty, but it's not lemony. It's the pickle juice. And you can even see here, if you look, we've got gorgeous like crust, okay? There's crust on these. So not only are you gonna get great flavor, but you're also gonna get great texture. These are just, it's my pickle brine mushrooms. Pickle brine sauteed mushrooms. Pickle brine sauteed mushrooms? That sounds nice. Yeah, cute.
Smells like so good.
Divine. No, it's really awesome. And it's an unassuming cooking method too. You know,
I can smell the pickle juice, but you don't know it's pickle juice.
You don't know it's pickle juice. I think it's a really nice kind of surprise, especially when you're eating it. You're like, oh, what is that flavor? I'm about to eat this actually. Let me hit a little lick in that. Oh my God, it's so good. Also, because you're using the pickle liquid, you really don't need to use as much salt, which is really nice. Yo, these are good, D. Also, the shallots are nice and caramelized too, so you're gonna get some sweetness from the shallots, which is great. Game on, baby. If you wanted to have this as a main dish, like I said, any kind of poultry, grain, any kind of protein really. Beans would work really well here. Eggs would work really well here. It really is the most interesting flavor, and it's also just such a great way to use up your pickle liquid. Please don't dump this. It is so valuable. There's a lot of flavor happening here. I absolutely recommend you save it. Add more vegetables to it. That's another really great thing too. Listen, If you have this much liquid left, just add a few something in there, right? Just make sure that they're submerged. Such a great ingredient.